Please welcome the stars of Love Rosie, Lily Collins and Sam Claflin.
Hey guys.
I'm just going to take my Apple iPhone out of my pocket.
Give Mr. Claflin a new iPhone. Mr. Claflin a new iPhone. Welcome, guys.
Thank
All
you.
dolled up for the premiere, making me look like I'm just a slacker in a Star Wars t-shirt, but...
Oh, I'm changing for the premiere.
Oh, okay, okay.
Me too.
Do you have you excited about the premiere, which is in about an hour and a half, something like that?
Yeah, it's quite weird. I was just hearing the trailer and it just makes it seem more real. It's like it's finally coming out, which I guess you forget when you're making a movie because it's such an intimate experience as it's happening that you forget sometimes there's an end result coming from it and that it actually will be in theaters. So it's a bit of a wake-up call. I guess the day of the premiere is a good wake-up call time.
Do you watch the film or do you duck out the back? Can you watch yourself on screen?
Well, this will actually be the first time I've seen the finished film, so... and I feel like, the way to learn as an actor is to watch yourself and to learn from your own mistakes. So undoubtedly I'll be watching my mistakes this evening. But yeah, I'm excited to see it.
Fantastic. So let's talk about the film itself, because you filmed this over a year ago now?
Yeah, like a year and a half ago.
Year and a half ago, and then you forget about it, and then it comes out. And
You completely forget everything.
Okay. So you play Rosie.
Yes.
Tell us about Rosie, who Rosie is.
Rosie is a young girl who has a best friend who she loves but doesn't quite realize it yet, and she's planning to go to school with him and kind of live out their friendship for as many years as she thinks possible, and she finds out that she's pregnant, and kind of the rest of her life changes from that point on. But instead of falling victim to something that could be seen as a negative thing, she turns it into a positive and ends up growing from the experience and becomes the young woman that she was meant to become. And she's not a caricature of what I think reality TV shows as a teen mom nowadays. She's very strong and confident and ends up bettering herself because of her daughter.
So when you first read the script, was it that aspect that drew you in, or just the idea to play this multifaceted character who grows over a period of 12 years in the movie?
Yeah, the idea that I got to age 10 years, which doesn't seem like a lot, but from 18 to 28, it's great to be able to show kind of an age range. But also, I've wanted to strangely play pregnant. I've wanted to do a romantic comedy, and I've always wanted to play British to get back to my original accent that I had when I was a little girl. So
I was going to say, that's pretty freaky, the accent thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, where did the accent come from? Was it the accent you had as a kid growing up, or did you...
Yeah, no, that's how I sounded as a little 5-year-old.
Okay.
I moved to LA when I turned 6, and then I started putting on an American accent, and it just stuck. So this is how I naturally sound. I know, I kind of watched movies and listened to my friends because I got made fun of. But then I just can put it back on like that, and it feels quite natural. And then we had a dialect coach to make sure that everything was perfect, but yeah.
Oh, fantastic. And Sam, I presume that's your accent from birth?
Yeah.
Just about? Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
And you've never wanted to play pregnant?
No, I have, desperately.
Oh, really?
I'm thinking of doing the remake of Junior that Arnold Schwarzenegger did.
That will be on the internet in 5 seconds, you realise that. But have you wanted to do a rom-com? Has this been a sort of itch you wanted to scratch for a while?
Yeah, I mean, I've grown up loving rom-coms. Like Hugh Grant has been kind of my idol, I guess. And then everything that Richard Curtis equally touches is... I've grown up watching, and I love to laugh and I love to cry, and I think that's what romantic comedies are made for. This particular script came across my desk. Not that I actually own a desk, but it came across my path. I read it, and it immediately sort of spoke to me. There was a lot that I think a lot of people can relate to. Alex specifically was a character that was very close to home for me, and it's the first time I'd ever done anything contemporary. So, yeah.
In what way, head home? In what way was he close to you?
I just think that a lot of the decisions that Alex in particular makes are decisions that I would undoubtedly make if I was put in the same circumstances or in the same situations. I think every single step of the way is kind of, I would have done exactly the same. He has a very similar sense of humour, and it's the first time I get to play a bit goofy, which is me all over, really. It's a part of me that hasn't been shown, and hopefully people will like enough to want to see more of. So
how goofy are you? You don't own a desk. It's a,
That's how goofy I am.
That's
I,
it, that's it.
I
pretty
tried to put the
goofy.
desk together and it didn't work.
just became a piece of modern art. Give Mr. Claflin a desk. Give Mr. Claflin a desk. So the film, as I said, runs over a period of 12 years. It gives you a chance to play your own ages as well, but also 18, which is where the film begins. Now, that's not too far away for you guys, but what was it like going back to that age?
Oh, we had so much fun. I think Christian, our director, had said to us, like, what did you wear back in the day? What music did you listen to? And Sam and I started listing all this stuff, and a lot of those songs ended up in the movie, and like with the dancing sequences and the prom, it's like I totally remember going to prom and trying to make a guy jealous by dancing with another person, and I thought I was looking all cool, and I looked really awkward. And it's like, I think the most awkward moments of high school we kind of paint in this film as being not, we don't like glorify the awkward moments, but it's in those awkward moments that you find the comedy. And playing 18 again, there's something just very kind of freeing, and all of a sudden all these things become more acceptable to do. And I think that's when we both became most goofy, because it was like, oh, it's fine, we're playing 18.
We're all goofy at 18.
Yeah, it's more acceptable at 18, I guess. But yeah, it was the most fun, I think.
So we've got a clip now, but I just want to set it up. So the relationship between Alex and Rosie when the movie begins is they've been friends since childhood, best friends. There's something there, an underlying romantic tension, fair to say?
Well, I don't think there has up until the point they hit 18,
Okay.
and they share like, an unexpected, a moment basically, and from that moment, sparks start flying, but they don't know how to deal with, whether to pursue them sparks or to keep their friendship. They're worried that they might lose something special. So,
and that romantic moment has just happened, and Rosie was drunk during the romantic moment and doesn't necessarily remember it. So that sets up the clip. Play the clip.
I behave so.
So Lily, was that very much like your room when you were 18?
Actually, all the photos on the walls are actually mine.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of my best friends are in them, and every movie I do, I make sure that I put specific ones in there, and so my friends have to go through and like find themselves on the big screen. But yeah, I took a lot of, I told the set design things that I thought Rosie would have, things that I had, and then there were lots of surprises. But the second that I walked in, I thought, oh my God, this is exactly how I would have pictured Rosie's room. It was a great combination of her and some bits of me.
Okay, so is there a sort of blurred line between the two of you, where you end and Rosie begins, and vice versa? That's the deep.
I found that very difficult, actually. I still don't know.
Yeah.
As I read the script, I related a lot, but then you get into the making of it, and then, Rosie and Alex have such a specific relationship, and their friendship is very specific. And then when you cast someone like Sam, you have a Rosie and an Alex, and you have Lily and Sam, and it's just our journey kind of, as actors, you have to live the lives of the characters in the movie. And because these characters were so similar to ourselves, we just had a lot of fun on set. So it's weird to look at a scene and go, were we acting or was that improv? Because so much of the film ended up being improv as well.
Okay, interesting. Was that your recollections as well, Sam? A lot of improv, a lot of stuff just off the top of your head?
yeah, I think that was what again attracted me to the actual the project. That Christian Ditter, the director, was very, very keen on making things seem real. And most of the time, to be fair, that any sort of romantic moment where me and Lily were like inches apart from each other, Christian's face again was an inch apart, but just out of camera shot. So, but he felt very much a part of it as well. He liked to get his hands dirty. He liked to be a part of the action. So he definitely allowed us a lot of freedom to play, and we would kind of whisper things to me saying, "Make Lily laugh, make Lily laugh."
And he wouldn't tell me, and he'd tell me, "Piss Sam off." And so we would have to like...
We'd be basically playing actions that were completely opposite, but so I was just making funny noises and putting funny faces while she was trying not to laugh. But
cry.
Yeah, when she was, yes, you were told to cry, and I was told to make you laugh.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
so I was crying and laughing and snorting, and I was like, what?
Oh, wow.
What does that do?
And did that make the movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from that scene there, were there any moments of improvisation in that? For example, the bit about squeezing the sit at the end. That seems like an ad lib, but may not
No,
be.
that definitely wasn't my zit.
I just awkwardly pointed it
That
out.
was CG.
Yeah. I think it was more kind of the location and the direction of the scene. Like the words could have been there, but he and I would maybe just be waiting for a shot to be set up, and I'd just be lying on the bed, and he'd be sitting there hanging out, and Christian would say, "Quick, let's shoot it now." And a scene that was supposed to take place standing up by the door ended up being lying on the bed. Or it just seemed to be kind of the atmosphere changed the direction of a scene.
And Sam, I have to ask about the hair in that sequence.
It's beautiful hair, right?
It's
My Justin
good hair.
Bieber look.
It's very good hair. You pre-Bieber, I'm guessing.
Pre-Bieber.
Yeah.
I set the trend. Bieber was copying me. No, do you know what? I think most guys my age would have gone through a phase where they were trying to copy Westlife or Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys or whatever. It was that constant, like, you know. I immediately felt like a 18-year-old guy when I had that wig on. I immediately started having this little twitch, you know, kind of going. It's a part of it.
Amazing.
It's a part of my teenage years.
Do you feel sitting in chairs like this even more like Westlife now? Do you want to stand up and do a key change? Yeah.
That's it.
It's a hands-free mic. You just never know.
Absolutely. So who was on board first? I believe, Lily, it was you. Is this right?
I was. One of the producers of the movie was on Mortal Instruments, and one day we were on set, and he just thanks. He started asking me, like, have you ever wanted to do a comedy? Have you ever wanted to play pregnant? And have you ever wanted to play British? And I thought it was the most random 3 questions, all of which I said yes. And then, like, the next day he handed me a script and said, well, read this and tell me what you think. And it involved all 3. And it was Love, Rosie. And I fell in love with it. So the director flew in and I met with him, and that was kind of it.
Fantastic. And had you read the book?
I was not aware of the book. Of course, I knew of Cecilia's book, P.S. I Love You, because it was made into a film. But I was unaware of the book. But afterwards, of course, then I looked it up. And then I became familiar with the book. But I didn't want to read it before reading the script, because I feel that kind of complicates things sometimes, because you have to truncate such a long story into such a small amount of time that the movie almost has to stand alone, and you have to not get confused with what is incorporated into the book. Character-wise, you know, you want to get the sense of who the person is, but plot-wise, it does get quite confusing.
Okay. And Sam, I read Christian said that you were on board in the film within 15 seconds of meeting Lily. 15 seconds seems like a long time. I mean, what did you do in those 15 seconds?
Well, where do I start? No, I think the moment me and Lily met, there was an immediate bond, an immediate chemistry, like a connection. We have a lot of mutual friends and connections within the industry, and we realised that we'd both auditioned for each other's Snow White project. So I auditioned for the Prince in the other one, and you auditioned for the Snow White and the one that I was in. So we should have met so many times along the years, but for some reason fate brought us together at this very fine moment. But yeah, we were kind of sat together opposite one another in such an intense...
This close. Christian had us sitting like this close to each other, analyzing each other's face and saying things about each other that we...
For example, I'd say Lily's just blinked because she loves me.
And then I'd have to repeat that and then say, you're touching your chin because you're anxious.
Yeah, so I'm anxious that she loves me.
There you go. So then it just was really awkward. And so after that, we kind of felt like we shared a past.
Yeah.
Because we both shared in this extremely bizarre process that Christian had in mind.
Yeah.
But it really helped right off the bat, because right away we had a commonality, really.
Okay, and did you work out, it's hard to work in chemistry together, I guess, well, except if you're in school, obviously, but did you work on the backstory on their relationship, and how did you go about doing that?
I don't think we needed to. It was just always so easy on set, and I think as long as there was a bond and some sort of form of connection there, I don't think it was sort of necessary for us to remember that when our characters were 8 years old, we went paragliding together with our parents, but your mum fell sick and
none of that.
tried to jump off a cliff, but I saved her. Yeah, we do.
That's the prequel right there.
That's the
Exactly.
prequel. But no, we kind of didn't need to in a great way.
And I mean, he left halfway through filming to go shoot The Riot Club, and there you go. Yeah. Got you a little whoop whoop. And when he left halfway through, it really felt like Alex was leaving Rosie, that Sam was leaving me, because I was now left pregnant and alone
What did
to
you do?
fend for myself.
Like I said, the chemistry was amazing.
No, but because we had become so close and we shot all of those scenes at the beginning, when he left, it was only my scenes without him when I was basically lying to Alex, not telling him I was pregnant. So when he left, it was the most bizarre, like empty feeling that Rosie was feeling because he wasn't there. You know, it was bizarre.
And he didn't come back.
He never came back.
No, I never came back.
Oh,
No.
man.
That was it.
And then Greg came back, and that whole thing happened, and he still didn't come back.
I was busy being. I was so much in the mindset of my character in the Riot Club.
I don't think I wanted him to come
Not
back because he was
not
a
a
horrible
nice guy.
person on that movie.
I sent you a picture. of,
Bloody
like,
and disgusting, yeah.
Bloodied up, and I was like, "Here we go. This is me now."
And I had a little 5-year-old, and we were like, yeah.
So we've got the prequel sorted and the sequel sorted, just
Exactly.
in case. Just in case. Were you familiar with the book, Sam, beforehand?
I was again similar, exactly the same as Lily. I wasn't familiar with that. This was a book. I was familiar with Cecelia Ahern and P.S. I Love You, as well as the film. But I'm not much of a reader. I don't hang out in bookshops or libraries.
You don't have a desk. Why would you read?
No shelves or dead. I actually live in a box. But I think similarly again to Lily, the moment I had read the script and knew that I liked the story, it was important to me to kind of at least read this, read the book to have an understanding of who these characters are in Cecilia's mind. But I think it's always important for an actor to kind of bring their own interpretation anyway. Like, I mean, I kind of learned the hard way through the Hunger Games and all that sort of side of things that trying to portray a character who is quite literally God was near impossible. So I can only do the best I can, if you know what I mean. So I think.
So the book is set in Ireland. The film is not. Were you
But
disappointed?
we filmed it in
We filmed it in
Ireland.
Ireland,
It's okay.
precisely. That's where I was going, you see that? But were you disappointed not to get a chance to trot out the Irish accent, and what's that like? Mine's terrible, obviously, but...
I was a little disappointed, I have to admit. Like, I really wanted to do it, but no one really let me.
And anytime you want to start, just...
So I could be Irish. I mean, I swear to you, like...
That's good! That is genuinely good.
But I was quite excited for... What was that? I was wanting and willing, but then I think there was so many of us that were English as well that it just sort of seemed silly. But what I like about it is that it is kind of, it's not based anywhere in particular. It has got that kind of, it could be anywhere. I mean, where else has a beach? Like,
LA.
LA. We could have done it in LA.
We could have shot it in LA. Then I wouldn't have
But I
had
think
to do
me
an
running
accent.
away to Boston is more of a...
Yeah, that would have
it's
not
more
been as
accessible.
cool. Yeah.
So you shot it in Ireland. What was that experience like?
That was amazing. We were right.
You tried a Guinness?
I didn't like it. He finished mine. Yeah, it was amazing. We were right by Grafton Street. We were in the middle of Dublin. We all were staying at the same hotel. It was kind of, you'd run into each other everywhere, and we all went to pubs and watched soccer games and went out after work. The whole crew, though, because everyone...
Football.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Translate for you, English.
Football. Sorry. We would all hang out afterwards with the crew and wake up early the next morning. But it was such a small, intimate experience, and I think Dublin was a great place to have that.
Fantastic. And Sam, did you convert Lily to Norwich City's cause?
No. No, I didn't really have a hope in hell. But no, we went to go and see the Champions League final because our director was German and a lot of the producers were German, so we all kind of went collectively to kind of catch that in a great way.
It was
Not
fun.
bad. In the stadium itself, or on?
No.
Okay.
we're not that
just on
cool.
TV. Just on
Yeah.
TV. All right, okay.
Irish pub.
Okay, and we have one more clip, and then we'll throw it open to you guys for questions. Now, this is a clip a little bit later in the film. Rosie's had her child. Now she's working in a hotel, and Suki Waterhouse's character Bethany. I don't know if you want to set up who Bethany is, Lily.
Bethany is the Britney Spears of the school. She was kind of the popular one. She's...
You were Christina to her Britney, is what you're trying to say.
Hardly. Yes, exactly. I was her genie in a bottle. She's the one that kind of ends up with him going to prom, and she's my arch nemesis, I guess you would say, in the movie. So I don't really like her very much.
This is her grand re-entrance. Dun dun dun.
Sounds like a superhero movie.
It does, doesn't it? It does. Let's take a look at the clip. That's twice now, Lily. You've done that bleep thing. Can you just do that on command? Is it?
No, it comes with the accent. The bleeps come with the British accent.
It's just a natural thing. Okay, let's take some questions for you guys now. We have some roving microphones going around. There's two ladies here right here in the front row.
What advice did your parents and family give you when you told them you wanted to be an actor?
They were very, very supportive. They wanted me to go out and do whatever I wanted to do. I have 3 other brothers, 2 older and 1 younger, and I think my older brothers had messed up their lives so much that it was okay when it got to me. They were like, do you know what, just do what you want. No, but the truth of it is that they were very, very supportive, and they definitely kind of, my mum especially, she loves drama and acting and musicals. So I spent a lot of my time doing musicals, and I think she knew that I was a bit of a drama queen. Like, even when I played football, I'd probably spend most of the game crying. So, or pretending I was injured or whatever, making excuses for myself. So I think she knew that I was always going to be in the arts. But yeah, they just kind of told me to go for it, to keep going and keep trying, and to never forget how passionate you are about that. If you dream enough, and you work hard enough, I think dreams are reachable,
Thank you very much. And Lily, just bring you in as well. I mean, parental advice. Did you get any in terms of when you said I want to be an actor?
Yeah, no, it was both my mom and my dad always have encouraged me to do what I'm passionate about, and as long as you're choosing the decision because you feel it's right for you, you can't have any regrets, and no one can tell you that it's the wrong decision for you. So they always knew that I liked to play dress up and be creative, so I think it was quite inevitable that I'd be playing characters as I got older.
Excellent, thank you. Did you have a question? Yes, as well. Thank you.
Hi there.
Hello.
I'm Shannon. This is Lily.
Hello.
Hi, Lily.
And we have a joint question. So, did you feel, because you've both been in action movies, obviously you Mortal Instruments and you Hunger Games, did you feel you had to go in here, this rom-com, mentally preparing yourself differently, or was it like the same?
No stunt work. That was lovely. Not having to train physically for this. I was really excited to just, I guess kind of like you said earlier, you were so yourself in this. I just got to be me. And it was really nice to have such a small amount of people in the production as opposed to a huge studio film, which is always fun as well. But there's something quite intimate about having a small group in a film like this that is more of a small town feel. And yeah, I didn't feel like, accent-wise, I was training for a couple months just to make sure it was perfect. But other than that, it was quite a relief to just wake up and come to work and be me. It was nice.
And it meant that I didn't have to eat chicken and asparagus and spend every day, all day in the gym. So I was quite content. But no, similarly, like, it was just nice to kind of turn up and be myself without feeling the pressure of people trying to kill me, like the Hunger Games was. And I think the Hawaiian jungle was against me, whereas Dublin definitely embraced me. So yeah.
Thank you. And Lily, you fall off a bar stool in this. There's a big stunt right at the very beginning.
There actually is a couple scenes that had stunts in it, I will say. I had to fall off a bar stool. I had to kick a magazine. This is really
This
dumb.
shouldn't have been a stunt.
This
You made
shouldn't-
it a stunt.
I made this a stunt. There was a metal trash bin that I was stomping on a magazine in, and the bin came out of the lining or something and scooped out my leg, and I have a scar. I had to go to the doctor and get it stitched, and I have a scar now. Yeah, and it wasn't a stunt. I was putting my foot in a trash bin. Anything I can make a stunt, I try.
What have we learned? Don't put your foot in the bin.
Don't put your foot in a bin.
Don't put your foot in the bin. Yes, please. There's a lady here right at the very, very back. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
First of all, I love you. My question is, I know neither of you are stranger to book-to-movie adaptations with Clary and Finnick, but do you still feel a pressure when a film comes out which used to be a book about how readers might...
Good question.
I think inevitably there is kind of an added pressure just because people have a preconceived idea of what a character should be like. But you're never going to please everybody. And we as actors have to focus on kind of the task at hand, which is the movie. And if you worry too much about living up to everyone's expectations, you kind of lose your own view of the character. And as long as you go into it knowing what your view of the character is, having done research from the book and the script and hopefully spoken to the writer and then the director, then if your character has a consistency throughout it and has the aura of the character from the book, then I don't think you can really go wrong. But there's an added element to it, but if you focus too much on it, you can't kind of live in the moment, and those are the most special moments in this movie. I think they're the ones that just came spur of the moment.
Yeah, I think it's different depending on the book and depending on the part. Like, for example, with Finnick, I definitely felt one hell of a pressure to kind of make people believe that I was their Finnick, or worthy of Finnick. And everyone had a very, very different preconceived idea as to who should play that part, but everyone had a very, very contrasting opinion. And I think that's what you quickly realize with books. Everyone uses their imagination, and no one sort of sees the same things over and over again. So all I can do is try to do, my best Zac Efron, Brad Pitt, Grant Gustin impression, that's all I can do. I can only sort of do my interpretation of the best of everyone. I just don't have the looks. That's the problem. It's not worthy of an R. It's my parents' fault. I blame my parents.
Oh dear. Okay, right over here, please. There's a young lady here, and then here. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Molly.
Hi, Molly.
My question's for Sam. I find you hugely inspirational as an actor, and I was wondering, how did you transfer from the mindset of Alex and Love Rosie to Alistair in the Riot Club, because they're both really different characters?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, because I literally had like one day off. I finished this on a Friday. I had the Saturday off when I flew back to London, and we did a photo shoot on the Saturday morning. I then flew back Saturday night, and I started the Riot Club on the Sunday. So in a sense of being very confused a lot. It was tough. I can't deny that. But they are two very, very contrasting characters, and I think what made it easier was the fact they were so contrasting. I was like hot and cold, devil, angel, quite literally. And I think it allowed me to kind of show my true colours, that I'm a nasty person deep down. But no, I really, really embraced the challenge, and I think it was very, very challenging at times. But they were both 18, 19 sort of age to begin with, so for me it wasn't a huge stretch. I'm not saying that I'm a great actor, therefore it was so easy. It definitely was tough at times, but I think I was surrounded by incredible people a lot of the time. So Lily allowed me to be myself, and made me the best Alex that I could be. And then obviously the Riot Club boys allowed me to be the nastiest person possible.
Were you nasty from the off on the Riot Club, or did you have a nice easy day to just get into it?
Do you know what? It was an easy day that I had to start off with. I didn't have any lines. I just had to walk into the pub. But that in itself, I had to find how Alistair walked. But immediately, once you put costumes on, sometimes you completely feel the transformation. And with Alistair wearing that kind of posh uniform-esque thing and having the hair extensions put in, I immediately felt like a little rat, like a nasty vulture. So, that definitely informed me quite a lot, I have to admit. Thank you.
Thank you. There's a lady right here in the second row. Thank you.
I know, Lily, you mentioned that you've always wanted to play a pregnant and a British character, but I was wondering, is there any other characters that you've both always wanted to play, like a type of character?
I quite would like to play someone really horrible. I know it's weird, but I think that...
It'd be too easy for you, though.
But they don't know that. I think I don't ever want to get typecast as one thing. And I think I have played a lot of characters that are sweet. And not to say that they're not layered, that they don't have depth, but I would really like to go against character, kind of, and play something that people are not expecting. And I think something where people leave hating me would be really fun in a weird, twisted way.
I have to kind of admit that one of my dream kind of roles, or the sort of role that really is a dream come true, is something that I'm hoping to do next, which is called Me Before You, where I play this character who is not only sort of physically very, very different to myself, but emotionally he's very scarred, and through the journey of the film you kind of grow to love him. And I think it's kind of Beauty and the Beast-esque, you know what I mean? It's like that, you kind of start finding the sweetness in him, but somewhere, so that the transformation you go, or the transition you go through during that story is a sort of perfect part, really. At the same time, I wouldn't turn down playing Bridget Jones if that was offered, or James Bond.
No, that will be on the internet within 5 seconds. Do you think you could ever play someone who owns a desk? And if so, how would you approach that character?
Steve Jobs. I could play Steve Jobs.
He's
No,
got a money desk. Let's go right over here. Well, there's a lady right here in the second row.
Hi, I'm Josie.
Hi, Josie.
I wanted to know, what was your favourite and least favourite things about working with each other?
Favorite and least favorite.
Well, my least favourite.
My least favorite thing is still a good thing, but it was an annoying thing.
Right.
Right. Yeah, it's not a bad thing, but it's annoying when you're in a scene that you're supposed to be really upset in, because he seemed to get me really fast, like how to make me laugh, how to make me cry, weirdly. No, how to push my buttons. So when we'd be doing a really emotional scene, you just start making me laugh, or like, yeah, he'd do things
How
that
childish is that? I
Yeah.
just make fart noises and she laughs.
shows my sense of humor as well. Yeah, it was quite annoying sometimes. It was hard to surprise him in a scene because he tended to kind of know where I was going already, which I guess is a good thing because we got along so well, but it was kind of annoying at the same time. And my favorite thing is that I feel like this movie is most vulnerable that I've allowed myself to be on screen. And it's quite terrifying having it come out soon, but I wouldn't have been able to be that vulnerable if I hadn't trusted him as much as I did. So I think the fact that you were very, that I trusted him so completely to be that way and that person allowed me to then go there as the character.
For me, my least favourite thing. Wow. Where do I start? Let me get my long list out. No, I mean, for me, I think the thing that I kind of really despised was was the fact that I couldn't finish the movie, if that makes sense. Like, I mean, Alex is obviously only involved as much as he's involved, and obviously there needs to be another side to the story. But there was quite a lot, especially with the baby and the kids and stuff, that I never really got to explore, or I never really got to see that side of her on set as much as I'd like to have. And I think that was quite irritating to me, because I knew that she'd be an amazing mother, like, or, you know, portray an amazing mother. And it kind of, you know, it made me want to be on set every day, all day. And a guy's got to have a break occasionally. So on my days off, I'd still want to go to set to see her, you know, do her thing. I mean, she was incredibly, captivating. And that is equally my favourite thing about her, that she completely captured me, and wanted me. No, she didn't want me. Wait. I wanted to be captured, if that makes sense. I wanted to kind of be there and to be present and to be supportive. And in a sense, we kind of got to know each other too well that, you know, I totally, fully, 100% cared about her. So the moment I see her character start crying, I'd be like, oh God, no, it's going to be really tough.
And then you'd make a fart noise.
That's my way of getting
That was your way of getting out of
emotion.
it, exactly.
Honestly, you should never sit in the cinema with me watching The Notebook. It's just tears, tears, tears.
Did you guys get to shoot the relationship chronologically, or did you have to keep going back and forth, like, where are we now? Or
No, actually, no. The
Not-
first
not
day
even
of
close.
the first day of filming was when I visit him in Boston, and we shot a night shoot, which is, I guess that was like halfway through the movie. And then we went back in time, and then we had to go to do this big wedding thing, which is actually the end of the movie. And then
It's Doctor Who, man.
we were
It's
all
Doctor Who.
and it was so hard for me because of the aging. We had like 5 to 6 different hairstyles and makeup looks, and in one day I'd have
You
hair.
got 5 or 6. I got 2.
I know.
I got the crap hair
I'm
in this
a
hair.
girl as well.
Damn you.
So I went from
Jealous.
short to long to extensions to short to. I mean, it was like we were flying around. We forgot to cover tattoos at times because there were so many makeup changes. So yeah, it was definitely not chronological in any sense of the word.
So keep your eyes peeled for tattoos. Is that
No,
the, is that
they spent thousands after the fact digitally
okay.
removing them.
Okay. Oh my word! We have time for one last question.
Wow.
I saw you earlier on, so we will finish with this lady here in the front row.
Sorry, guys. We have to do a premiere. I'd be happy to sit here all night if not.
Hi. Out of all the genres of films that you've both done, what's your favourite genre to do?
Good question.
I don't know.
Well, I think for me, I've always, I think my favourite genre of movie is a romantic comedy. So for me, this is the kind of perfect genre for me. And I think it allows me to be my goofy self and to show the world that I am just one goofball without a desk. But I just, this sort of on-set atmosphere, because it is a very light-hearted film and we kind of spent most of it making fart noises and making each other laugh, it became a very light-hearted atmosphere on set, and therefore it was a very enjoyable set to arrive to every day. At the same time, I love every genre. I just want to work. Just give me a job.
Romantic comedy is something I've always wanted to do as well, but I, as a little girl, grew up just loving fairy tales. So doing Mirror Mirror for me, like a period piece that was a fairy tale, getting to live out these massive sets and huge costumes was beyond a dream for me. So.
Thank you so much. We have to get you guys to the premiere now. So thank you all for coming. Thanks for your questions. Thank you.
Thank
Lily
you.
Collins, Sam Claflin. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.